There we go. Yeah. Oh, I'm back. That's good. If you can let me know, let me know. Can you hear me? Uh, hopefully you guys can hear me. Let me know. Should be. I'll just wait. It's saying that it's coming through. So let's see. Ah, wicked. Cool. Awesome. You guys can hear me fine. So that's good. So that's not the best to start, but there we go. It's live in the day. So yeah, great. Hope you're all doing well. Let me know in the comments where you tune in from. Is always good to know. And also give some likes and hearts to this live. Lets more people in the group know that it's on as well. It's just how the algorithm works. It's not that I want it for ego stuff. It's not because of that. So brilliant. So today's one, I'm going to be talking about. I call it unknown ways. Some of these you will know, but there's also some in here the way maybe you haven't thought about how to use it in the and I'll go through it and you'll know what I mean, because some of the things are from my own personal experience. What I was saying at the start is that when I had my first business, I had to do a lot of free marketing to get it going. We didn't really have paid ads that much then, to be fair. So I did a lot of the stuff that you guys are probably doing right now, and I found new ways to use it. And I thought it'd be good to give you guys some ideas and some ways that you can implement. And of course, don't get me wrong, you should always have, especially nowadays, you should have paid ads going along with these organic. I call it free ways, but it's organic is the same thing as free. So, yeah, let's get started. So, first one. So, this one's a bit obvious. You guys probably know this. So, using social media, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, we all know there's tons of these out there. So which one do you use? In the day, from my point of opinion, the way I look at this is you need to take a step back and think about who is it that you're trying to attract. It's probably one of the most important questions. One of the first things that we do when people join the TAP system is to go into detail about the customer research. Now, this bit's really important because you will know where your audience hangs out. Now, for example, if you're after corporate people, LinkedIn's going to be your place. That's where you're going to be attracting these kind of people. Most of them probably don't. They do have Facebook accounts, but they probably hang about more on LinkedIn itself. So you'd go on that. Now, if you're after young teenagers or people of the younger lot, so you'd be using Instagram or TikTok now. TikTok's probably is the biggest, one of the biggest. Well, I think it is the biggest growing social media channel. So but their age group is growing as well quite quickly. So this is probably why you'll notice like TikTok ads are a new thing right now and something worth looking into. It's something that I'm looking into quite a lot right now. So anyway, get back into this. So Facebook I find is the best one for getting parents, really, and Instagram is slightly getting there. So you need to be getting on here constantly, posting stuff. Content is very, very important. It's one of the biggest things I keep saying to everyone is that whenever I look at their pages, they are relying too much on ads. You should also have content going, because one of the biggest things that you probably don't realize is that when you have constant content on your pages, it signals to Facebook, right? This is the same for all social media. They get signals, and then it actually helps with you reducing your costs as well, because they know that you're playing the game the right way, basically. So that's first one. So make sure you figure out where your audience is, and there are free ways you can actually. It's just about consistent stuff. So my last week's live, we talked about this kind of stuff. So if you haven't watched it, definitely go and watch that. Second one, this is probably something that you already know and probably are doing already. So offering a discount promotion. I spoke to someone the other day where they don't want to offer any discounts promotions, which is fair enough. You don't have to, but you'll get a much better response if you do, because if you look at all the biggest companies in the world, they all have offers. I don't think I've seen hardly any that don't. So it's just a way for people to experience yourself. For example, my offer, which you'll see at the end, is literally offer book a call, a strategy call. That strategy call is not a sales call. It's more me showing that I know what I'm talking about and to help you and make a custom plan for you. Now, why am I doing that? It's to show that, experience and, everything. This is the same way you guys need to do it. So having offers and discount. Now, this end bit, Groupon. Now, Groupon is something that I wouldn't recommend people to do generally. I did it in my body shop, nearly bankrupt me, just because this is more because I didn't know how to use it properly, and I was very naive the way I did it because you guys probably don't know this, but there's a lot of overheads and materials and stuff when you run a car body repair center. So there's paint, masking tapes, and all sorts of things. So I didn't put that into account, the expenses. So this is why, like, I was offering like a stupid offer, really, to be honest. But it worked really well. I got tons of customers, but I just didn't know how to use that data. So what I mean by this is Groupon, I generally don't say for you guys to go on, not when you're starting. I see a lot of people get burnt. They take 50% off your offer as well. So it's not the best way. But if you've got further down and you've got like a tap system or any kind of system there where you're getting ads going and retargeting, all that kind of stuff, then Groupon is an amazing tactic to just put fuel onto it. Because what you'll find is that collecting email addresses, which is probably one of the points I'm coming on, is a very powerful way, because most people just don't know how to nurture a list, or they don't know how to use the power of something like Groupon, which is going to get you a lot of attention. How do you get hold of these people so that they stay in your marketing world and doing this? Is what the biggest. I wish I knew this stuff when I was younger, and I did this with the body shop, because I know that body shop would have exploded in a nice way. it would have grown a lot quicker. Basically, the way I would have used this, I'm giving this in reference to me, but you guys can use this the same way, is that when you get all these tons of, because they don't actually, if I remember rightly, they don't actually give you email addresses and stuff. So obviously capturing all that stuff, but then having, which kind of actually goes into my next point, to be fair, is actually having email marketing. Email marketing is the most underused tactic out there, but it's the most highly, what's the word? You can make a lot of money. Basically, I know it's not always about money, but it's such an underused thing. But everyone, let me ask you these questions. Because you've got quite a few on live today. Let me ask you this question. Just say a yes in the comment below. Have you opened your email today? Did you go through your emails? I'm pretty sure most of you are going to say yes, because generally most of you do that first thing in the morning. I do. Every business owner does. People are the same as well. They go through their own stuff. Yes, we get tons of emails, but it's about staying top of mind and being consistent. People do open your emails. Without me going into mine, like I think I've got over 2,000 odd in mine. But when I'm emailing, some of you guys are getting these. I am on average getting like a 15 to 20% open rate. So what that means is that every day I'm getting, like, if we say, let's say 10% off 1,000, so I'm getting like close to 100 every time. These are people opening your emails, reading it and stuff. So this is why it's so powerful. Like if you had the Groupon strategy, for example, and then you got this list, because these people have come in. Yes, Groupon people generally are not the best in the sense, because they're very freebie grabbing people, but it's still good to have them in your email marketing thing, because you can use that stuff for lookalikes, all sorts of stuff. There's a very clever way to use them. So third point, email marketing. This is very, very important. You need to have emails. Generally, most people have emails when someone's actually joined the school or become a member. Then they'll have emails, automated stuff, or they'll just say, hey, these are the classes, this is the times. But what about the people that you're trying to get as leads? Are you nurturing them in any kind of way or form? So it's free. Of course, there's the autoresponder cost, but to send them out, there are actually some free accounts out there, so you don't have to pay for a little while. Definitely big one. I've started going really heavy into email marketing lately, and I kind of wish I did this earlier, because it's kind of, it's doubled my income already. So It does the same for schools. I've seen this across with all my clients. So next one, this one you kind of know. Placing flyers is probably the first thing people start off with. Flyers in business, like me, probably are not doing in local businesses. You're probably just dishing them out in front of supermarkets and things. But having local businesses, community centers, you probably are doing this. Now, you can actually use flyers in a clever way as well. So if you know much about messenger marketing, if you know much about QR codes and stuff like that, then getting people to scan that is a great way for you to start capturing them, because end of the day, it's what I call hope marketing, because you hoping the flyers get to them. But even if that flyers do get to them, you need a way to capture that data in some way or form, because you have some special offer on there to get them to like scan it. Once you do, it works really well. By the way, guys, let me know in the comments, is this helping you? Hopefully giving you some good new ideas. Yes, unfortunately your name hasn't come up. You'll see for everyone that's joining, there's like a link from StreamYard above or something. If you click that, then it will let you put your name and stuff will come up. But yes, money is in the list, but most people don't know how to use the list. They might know how to grow it, but they don't know how to. And the way to do it is just consistency and not be spammy, basically. Right. So flyers, you kind of know this. There's no point me saying too much about this. This next one you guys know as well, because most of you are doing this, giving out free trials. Kind of goes over the promotion stuff, but make it different. Now, free trials, everyone has this on their ads. Now, one of the biggest things that you would to know in marketing is naming your trials. I'll just tell you, basically name them. It makes it different. But people will. It's because you need to differentiate yourself to everyone else. If you think about all the people that are marketing in your area, I would do some competitive research as well. Go and have a look at them. What are they doing? And then basically make yours different. So don't do the same, because why would someone come to you than someone else? So free trials work. You guys know this. Paid trials work even better, but start off with free. Free always works. Paid doesn't in every location. Now, next one, merchandise. Most of you guys know this one as well. This is a great way for getting your branding out there. Giving away shirts as well is a great way. Giving, you don't have to always sell it. Where you could use this as giving it as a giveaway. Can be like competitions and things like that. That works really well. But having your current members, you don't have to sell it to them. Give it to them to start with, because they're doing your promotion for free, because they will wear it, because they're proud of being at your school. They'll want to support you. So then after a while, I always see people trying to sell merchandise too early. To like people, to your own people, like to your own members and stuff is fine, because they already know you. But I've seen some people trying to set up a Shopify store, set up all this stuff, and trying to sell it to people who've never heard of you. That won't work, because they don't know what the branding means. They don't know what it is. So the way, if you wanted to do that kind of stuff, then you need to build that audience first and then sell it to them. But this works really well. It's great, great way. Number 7. By the way, guys, if you got any questions, whack them into the comments and I'll answer them at the end for you. It's no problem at all. Demonstrations at schools. I think most of you guys do this as well. Other community events. As I said at the start, some of these you probably are doing, but sometimes you forget about them or you just don't do it enough. So you need to have a marketing plan. You don't expect to start a month and not have anything written down, because then you just won't do anything. And secondly, you'll just get overwhelmed, and you need to plan this kind of stuff out. So demonstrations, I know at schools is not really that possible at the moment, but there are other places you can be doing it. So have a think out the box. That's a great way. Then having flyers with QR codes and all this stuff, so you can see how all these interlink. You can make it very powerful. You can have them banners that you can have and everything. Creating competitions so that people get to scan the code, so that they get into your marketing list. there are many ways that you can do this. Now, local tournaments, this is a great way. Are you actually saying to the tournament, you can either do the tournament yourself, I think some of you guys do already, or why don't you become a sponsor? Yes, you might have to pay a bit, but at least you're getting your branding out there. It's a great way. Or just be part of it. So I think most of you guys are, in the day, martial arts, and generally most of you guys do actually do a lot of tournaments anyway. So that's quite an obvious one. Now this is something that I can kind of relate to a little bit more with my first business. I mean, I can relate to all of them, but just presentations at local organizations. So what do I mean by this? So one of the biggest tactics that I used that grew my business, first one, like obviously all the ones I've had after that, I've used paid ads and stuff, but the first one was joining BNI. So BNI, if you've never heard of it, is Business Networking International, and it's a morning networking event. And I did that for 4 years straight, waking up, getting there at 6 o'clock in the morning every Wednesday, and you basically network with local businesses. Now, from that 4 years that I did it, I don't think I remember seeing any like sports, martial arts kind of people. I think there was a PT once maybe, but this is really good, because what you're doing here is you're getting in front of local businesses, and the one in Peterborough is actually one of the largest in the UK. So what it is now, it wasn't then. It was decent then, but I think there's like 60 businesses, 50 businesses in the morning, and you'd be surprised if you've never heard of BNI. It's in every location, so definitely check it out. It's an awesome way to get in front of business owners, create that relationship, offer them something so that they'll promote you for free, basically. Most of them are parents, to be fair, so you probably get loads of business just by turning up. And yeah, I did this for 4 years, and this is how I found the guy who bought my business as well. He was a mechanic, basically. He had quite a big garage, car garage, and he actually bought my business out because I was doing so much work for him. He just thought it's a good addition for him. So that helped, but that was me going every week and doing. They also give you you have a 60-second present, like you can pitch for 60 seconds each week, and then once a month or once a few months or something, they have it in rotation where basically you can get in front of them and do an actual presentation and explain to them. This is where you talk about all the benefits. You talk about why martial arts is so good, and also why, as a parent, because all of them are parents, they should be considering martial arts rather. Well, it depends what in this group we've got like quite a few different ones, but I know majority of martial arts, that's why I say it. But think about your business and why they need to have your service, basically. And I got a lot of business from it, and it worked really well. It kept me going until then. I figured paid ads, and then I stopped going, basically. But if you're in a stage where you want to figure out how to get more business, more clients, students, this tactic alone will help you. There's loads of different networking events for businesses. By the way, let me know, guys, have you actually been to a network event? Have you done this strategy? Let me know in the comments. It'd be good to know if you guys have ever implemented this, tried it. If you have, let me know, which one did you go to? Have you tried BNI? BNI is probably the most strictest, I think, out the lot, because you have that's probably one of the reasons why I left, but it was very powerful, though, because what you can do with BNI is once you join one, you can actually visit the other chapters, which is like basically, if you have a business that you can do all over, then it's a good one. Can't see anything, so I take it most of you haven't. I don't know, so let me know if you have or not. So these are the 9 points. I hope you found these useful and maybe a different way to look at them. I know some of these you will probably already know, but it's a very good way to keep this in your marketing mix if you're not doing it. The last bonus is this: referrals, which you all know, you all do these. If you're not doing referrals, you should, because it's a very powerful way. And competitions is an amazing way to get exposure. And yes, you have to give something away, but it's such a powerful strategy that I see not many people using. But competitions just goes viral. It's a viral tactic that works. And yeah, very well. So definitely So hopefully you enjoy this, guys. Let me know in the comments which out of the 9 points. Let me quickly do a recap. So using, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, think about where your audience is basically. Have offers, discount. If you did use Groupon, then make sure you know how to do email marketing properly, which is actually the next one. And then also having retargeting ads and all that kind of stuff. The fourth, flyers, you kind of know this one. Most of you start here. Giving out free classes, make it different. Sixth is merchandise. Seventh, demonstrations in you can have it in your town center or wherever, community centers and all this kind of stuff. Schools eventually, hopefully when you can do that. Become a sponsor. Very, very good way. Sponsor, it doesn't have to just be tournaments. You have to think about who else actually has your clients. Think about other fitness things, dance classes, other swimming centers, football places. These people, you can become a sponsor at their events. So don't just be one box in the way, like it has to be martial arts. Think out the box. Who actually has your audience, and they do events and stuff. You can become a sponsor there. And then presentations and local business networking events are very, very good. It can help a lot, because you only need one good connection and it will just completely change everything, which it did for me. So, and then bonus referrals, competitions, very, very powerful tactics. Now, lastly, most of you guys have probably seen this already, but let me see if I can share my screen. So last thing is, let me go on to this, is the masterclass. So don't forget, I made an announcement yesterday. I'm doing this with David Lowe. So David's going to be teaching a lot of his strategies. Obviously, we'll have my ideas in here as well. But a lot of you guys enjoyed his live that he did in the interview. So I thought it'd be a good idea to dive a bit deeper, and where David said that he'll share a lot more of his strategies and stuff. So this masterclass, if you've not seen this post, go into the group. You'll see this. This will not be sold again at this, definitely, and not at this cost, because this is worth so much more. Some of these strategies are what I'm using for my own business as well. So we've had quite a lot of you guys already comment. So if you haven't yet, make sure you do, because I don't think David's put it out to his list yet. So I think he's doing that today. And then once, these 100 spots are going to go quick, I'm pretty sure we're probably not far off from 50% now. So get down here, just comment yes if you're interested. Have a read through this first. Don't just say yes for the sake of it. See if this is something that you need, something that you do. But basically what this is how you can use your Facebook profile, how you can use lead magnets, how do you get people for free, and it's more attraction marketing. So basically in this stuff is how you get stuff for free without paid ads. And it's obviously today's live session, I've gone over like other tactics, but this is more about Facebook generally, a little bit about Instagram, and then they'll how to use lead magnets as well, which is very, very powerful. So yeah, just wanted to let you know, guys, this is here. It's only 97 plus VAT, so it's not much at all if you haven't done it. Highly recommend it. So that's that. And then last thing, let me stop this share. Last thing is, if you're interested in learning more about the tap system itself, you'll see a link above. Make sure you book a call with me. It's a free call. We'll just have a chat, see what you're doing, and then if the tap system is a right fit, then that's only when I'll offer it to you. So have a nice weekend, everyone. So that's the end of today's live. Hope you found this useful. Let me know in the comments. Just put #nugget and then what you found being the best strategy for you. What stood out for you? What was something that you thought, I never thought of it this way? It'd be good for me to see what stood out. So Have a great weekend, everyone, and I will catch you all next week. And take care.